Welcome to the TeacherCast Educational Network, coming to you from the TeacherCast studios since 2011. Join us each week as we bring you the latest educational news, EdTech updates, and hottest interviews with today's most influential leaders in education. And now, for your host, Jeff Bradbury.
Hello, and welcome to TeacherCast. My name is Jeff Bradbury, and this is Digital Learning Today, a podcast for digital learning leaders to help them select the best instructional technology for their classrooms and school districts. On today's episode, we're going to be talking to the CEO of an educational technology company that's using artificial intelligence to provide personal and customized learning strategies both in and out of the classroom. So stay tuned to the entire episode. We've got a good one for you. Hope you guys have had a great opportunity to check out all the other content over on TeacherCast. We have done a lot of shows recently all about artificial intelligence, instructional coaching, and I hope you've had a chance to check out our brand new site over at teachercast.net. We have hundreds of new blog posts, hundreds of new podcasts to be putting up, and of course, we're just getting started putting up our workshops over on teachercastuniversity.com. If you haven't had a chance to check out the new TeacherCast today, head on over to teachercast.net and let us know what you think by filling out our contact form or checking us out at feedback@teachercast.net. My guest today is the CEO of a great educational technology company called Rellie that leverages automation and artificial intelligence to provide personalized and customized learning strategies for students, parents, and teachers. I want to welcome on today Mr. Kevin Prokopetz. Kevin, how are you today? Welcome to TeacherCast.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Talk to us a little bit about some of the great things that are happening these days at Rellie.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for asking, and thanks for the invitation. As you are aware, I think you have a neurodiverse family or some experiences yourself, and all students learn and think differently, and many don't fit inside the box of traditional teaching. And as a result, education's not changed in 360 years, and we're out there trying to change it.
And you know, having a diverse family, as you mentioned here, you know, we have our 3 kids. They all are different personalities. They're all different thinking types. You know, right now where I'm teaching at middle school, I have 25 kids in the class. There's 35 different personalities and stuff running around sometimes. Yeah. How is Rellie helping students and teachers in the classroom?
Yeah, so we really find that teachers are taking a long time to understand the profile of their students and the learning style of their students. The feedback that we're getting is, in some cases, it takes 3 to 4 months to understand a student. And our thought process is that can take place in 15 minutes or less. And so that's the journey we're on, and that's what we're providing through our platform, Rellie.
So how does that work? I mean, for myself, I'm in the second month of our marking period. I still, as you mentioned, don't feel like I've had a connection with every single one of my 180 kids yet. How does Rellie solve that problem?
Yeah, so we do a baseline screening. So if you think of a traditional psychoeducational assessment, there's some sort of screening process that typically takes place through that process. We complete that in 15 minutes for every student. So the output of that 15-minute screening, the teachers have a full report of every student in their class from 7 cognitive categories, scores, and then the most important thing is they have strategies that they align to every student, and they can start to execute in the classroom on those strategies for their students. Also have a classroom profile as well, so you get the ability to have a top 12 strategies for your entire class, so you can now teach to the class as a whole.
So it's really a platform for teachers and students to be able to, you know, again, get to know each other and share a little bit of information here to help the classroom run a little bit more smoother. I'm curious, is this something that is customizable for every school district, or do you start with a template and build from there when you're trying to install a system like this? How does this work? How does a school district get started?
Yeah, well, it was developed by an educational psychologist. So the changes would be subtle as we move forward with the assessments. But typically what we're seeing is every student or every teacher would conduct the screening a couple times a year to see the improvements of their class and their students. And so it's really an automated system that's designed to be self-sustaining after the initial screening and assessment.
And what is the typical investment for teachers and students? Like, how long does it take to go through the process, to get screened, to understand the data? What does that filling out process look like?
Yeah, so it's a digital platform. So we need the schools to be leveraging their technology. And best practices today are a teacher would roll it out to an entire class. You mentioned 26, I think, students in your class. We've done quite often we do classes of 30 plus students, and that gets rolled out through an email. So the student gets an email invitation for security purposes. So there's multi-factor authentication for security purposes. The teacher sends the invitation to the student. The student logs in securely into the platform, goes through the questionnaire, and once they're done, they're complete. We're rolling in some nice features, contextualizing the data so that the student also is able to identify their strengths and needs and what they need to do to self-advocate as a learner, and set some goals as well. So we've got goal setting that we're bringing into the platform as well.
And what's the relationship between this data set and parents?
Yeah, so the parents are included in the process. It's a triadic support system. As you know, with your kids, the more you understand how they think and learn, the more you can support them at home. It's funny. I just had a situation with my own son. Went to school today, and he was low in one of his subjects, and I talked about some accommodations for him to help him focus his attention. And that's what the platform is all about. So we definitely want the parents involved. We're also providing parents with strategies that they can use at home to support their kids. So they're different than the teaching strategies in the classroom. They're designed more for the parent. And we're also contextualizing that data to simplify it, to walk them through that process if they've never done it before.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from those at home?
Yeah, it's great. The visibility. So we've gotten two types of feedback. Number one, the people who have gone through full psychoeducational assessments, and the feedback is that it's consistent with those assessments, but that the data is more actionable than the full assessment. I don't know if you've ever gone through a psychoeducational assessment, but they're pretty clunky, and the data that's provided there is very kind of airy-fairy when you look at it from an execution standpoint. So what we're doing is making it more actionable for parents and teachers, and the feedback's been amazing.
And I would assume that with that feedback, you're taking it back to your team and you're making some improvements on the plan. I noticed that you mentioned AI and artificial intelligence. Where does that fall in line with the overall platform? Yeah,
so it's funny. When we started out here, we saw this as an opportunity to build a digital education assistant to support special needs kids. Where we got challenged with that was when ChatGPT rolled out, the education system kind of threw their hands up a little bit. So we parsed out a part of our product, the main part of our product, and started to productize that. And the AI that we're wrapping into the platform is very controlled within the platform. So it's more neural network type artificial intelligence, but we do have the ability to go beyond that into other types of artificial intelligence. And that's where we're headed in the future. But we do have our focus right now on this current product because the schools are loving the data that they're getting out of it and the strategies and support that they can provide.
Well, talk to us a little bit about that data here. After the initial, is it a screening, the test, the initial setup, let's just say, yeah. How do you see students adjusting their teaching, their training, their interactions with students? How are school districts adjusting after using Rellie?
So it's a gradual process. The data is provided instantly, so the teachers have visibility to those student learning styles, and they're able to action things immediately. As far as executing strategies, not every strategy works the first time. So we've tiered the strategies in such a way that you can layer them and work with the student to see what works best. The results are gradual as far as what the teachers are able to see. We're building some metrics in now to start to get more visibility to that as we start to do multiple screenings. But we've really just kicked this off in the new year. So right now the feedback is more around the usability, around the teaching strategies, the execution of those strategies, and how that's helping the teachers.
You know, everybody who I've had on the show over the last few weeks can agree on one thing: the world is moving rapid. Educational technology is moving rapid. And we're coming up here, you know, we're 11, 12, 13 weeks away from the ISTE conference happening in Denver. 20,000 educators are all going to be coming together to look at what the technology landscape is going to look like next year. So, Kevin, I want to ask you, if you had a crystal ball, if you were looking at where Rellie is going to be 6 months out, a year out with this type of technology, this type of platform, this type of AI, where do you see the technology? Where do you see things 6 months, 12 months out from now?
Yeah, that's a great question. I see a clear path to integrations with learning management systems, integrations with other technologies, other assistive technologies, and I see an automated approach to a lot of very manual tasks that teachers have to do today. So we're essentially automating aspects of their job that are very manual, looking for resources, hunting down resources, pulling, customizing resources, tiering resources based on the student, personalizing that curriculum and the instructional path. That's all capable with our platform because we understand the student first and foremost. We understand their learning style.
So when you say connecting into their LMS, do you see this in the future connecting more at the PowerSchool level or more at the Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams level? Where would this actually fit into the overall architecture of a digital learning system at school?
Yeah, a lot of our early testing was with Google, so I can comment on that. We see it integrating nicely with the assignments. So with the class assignments, we see it integrating nicely with student behavior. Around modifying behaviors in the platform, helping the students to guide them where they need some guidance and help, and really providing teachers with an automated ability to provide the resources specific to the student learning style through the platform without having to do that manually and take all that time and effort to do it.
We're talking today to Kevin Prokopetz all about Rellie, a platform that is designed to help every student become independent and successful learners. Kevin, if anybody wants to learn more about Rellie and reach out to you for more information, where can they do that?
Thank you. Rellie.com.
That's RELLIE.com. We're going to make sure that we have all the links to their social links and everything else over on our blog post over at Digital Learning Today. Make sure that you check out that and all of our shows. Kevin, one more time, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. Rellie is an amazing platform, and I'm so glad that you're able to take it, merge it together with advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence to really create something that's amazing, not only in the school district area, in the classroom area, but also at home with parents. Thanks for coming on the show today, my friend.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
And hope you guys have a chance to check out Rellie today. If you're looking for more information, head on over to teachercast.net. Check out this and other great episodes of Digital Learning Today. And that wraps up this episode. On behalf of Kevin and everybody here on TeacherCast, my name is Jeff Bradbury, reminding you guys to keep up the great work in your classrooms and continue sharing your passions with your students.
You've been listening to the TeacherCast Educational Network, hosted by Jeff Bradbury. Please reach out to the show with all of your questions on Twitter @TeacherCast or online at www.teachercast.net. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And please take a moment to write a review in the App Store.